Hey ladies and gentlemen, Steven here from the channel Adolescence, and welcome back to another video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And in today's episode, I am joined by my good friend Carlos, and we're going to be giving you guys a closer look at the newest fragrance by the company Dua Fragrances, and this one is called Scarlet Warrior, so stay tuned. So a lot of people out there know that Massam Raza, who is the perfumer slash creative director for the company Dua, he recently released two clones of two very popular fragrances in the niche realm that were recently released.
And rather quickly.
Very quickly. I'm actually quite impressed by how quickly he got these out there. And usually it seems to be the case that you have a fragrance like a Ventus that comes out, and it's not until like a few years later where people start to clone it, or at least that's what I observed. And here we have Effing Unbelievable, which is a clone of the most recent Tom Ford fragrance, Effing Fabulous. And then here we have Scarlet Warrior, which is the one that we're going to be focusing on from my channel. And this is a clone of Creed's Viking. So if you're interested in seeing the video on this one, the Tom Ford one, I'm going to leave a link down below. That one's going to be published on Carlos's channel. So, we've had a chance to try both now.
Yes.
And we've worn them, and I actually made this my scent of the day today. I was wearing this one yesterday. And just to start things off, like, I am genuinely impressed.
They're pretty spot on.
Yeah.
Like, really spot on.
It's crazy. Like, I mean, I've smelled a lot of the clones, and that's what this company does, is they clone a lot of fragrances, but they also have some original releases. You know if it's a clone because on the very bottom it says inspired expression. So they don't claim to be original. They will give credit where credit is due. And I always think about it like this. Like, you go to maybe like a home furnishing store, and you buy like a reprint of the Mona Lisa. You know, like, it will never be the Mona Lisa itself, but if you buy a poster of it for $5.99, you know, then at least you have some duplicate that you can show off in your home. Whatever the case. I know it's a bad analogy, but for this one, as soon as I sprayed it on, my first thought was, it smells like Viking, but it might actually be stronger than Viking.
That's my note, is that it's stronger.
Yeah.
It's definitely popping off my skin much more than Viking did.
Yeah. I remember when we did that video at your place, and I was smelling it, and I'm like, well, I smell it, and it's there, and it's kind of light and musky, but at the same time, we had smelled like 50 other fragrances that day. So I remember thinking to myself, is it that I just don't smell it because it's light, or because I'm overwhelmed?
It had a lightness about it, an airiness about it, on my skin, anyway.
Yeah.
I smelled it, I was in Dallas a few days ago, and I met up with my friend Kristen from Beauty Meow.
Sure, yeah, love Kristen.
I actually posted on my Instagram a picture of her in front of the big Viking display. She had it on. It smelled amazing on her, like better than it did on me.
That's nuts, yeah.
I was like, what is that? She goes, Viking. It's like, it really worked on her skin.
Just goes to show you, just because it's marketed for men doesn't mean, you know, try it. You know, if you like it, wear it.
So that just ties into that it does pop off skin. It just didn't on my skin as much as her skin.
Yeah.
So, but this here definitely projects.
Yeah, I got this right away. It's pretty crazy. So just to give you a rundown of the notes that you'll find in Viking, you have things like pink pepper. I personally get a little bit of musk. You also get a little bit of mint in there.
Minty.
And rose. Rose was the other note that really stood out to me, at least. And when I smell this, I get mint. And it almost reminds me of like a Ghirardelli chocolate.
Okay.
You know, like the mint variety.
Yeah.
And even though there's nothing really chocolatey about this one.
Patchouli.
Yeah, I guess you could say patchouli.
Because patchouli sometimes gives a chocolatey effect.
What do you think?
I smell mint right now.
Yeah.
The mint is definitely coming through everything.
Yeah. It's a breath of fresh air. Like, I wore it at work. I really enjoyed it. One of my coworkers did say, oh, I like what you're wearing today. It's not like they were blown away by it, but it seems like Viking is heading in a really good direction. And just to think that you can have a clone of it for just a fraction of the price. Viking is what, $500?
It's up there, yeah.
Yeah, so let's say 500 just to be on the conservative side. And then this one is like, with a coupon, 45, 50 bucks, something like that. And this is Extrait de Parfum concentration, so it's definitely going to be stronger. It might not say it on there, but all of the Dua fragrances are Extrait de Parfum.
I was not aware of that.
Yeah.
Shame on you, Carlos.
So even if you were to get 4 ounces of this, as opposed to the 3.4 that you would get for Viking, 4 ounces of this would still come out to like 200 versus the 500. So when you do the math, you're still saving like $300. Now, if it ends up hitting the discounters, as I'm sure it will inevitably, that's a different story. But for the time being, I'm just loving wearing this stuff. It's just bright, it's minty, it's welcoming, you know, nobody's going to be offended by it.
Right,
and
for sure.
It's spot on. I mean, if somebody were to have me guess as to whether or not they're wearing Viking or the clone, I wouldn't bet. I wouldn't bet. In terms of these two, which one is your favorite so far?
I prefer the real Effing Fabulous over Viking, so I like this one a little more.
Oh, okay.
And although it's not Tom Ford's best ever, it's my personal favorite releases of this year.
Yeah.
I just really
you did a good
enjoy
job
it.
With that. Yeah.
You know, you weren't blown away so much at first when you first smelled it.
Not the first time I smelled it. Because I just thought it smelled familiar to something, and I was like, well, I don't need to buy this if I have something in my collection that resembles it. But the more I wear it, the more I see that it's in that family of like that sweet patchouli, kind of like latent exclusive.
Creamy, like, tonka, strong leather.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's what I get from this one. This is spot on just as much as that is.
I know. I mean, I'm truly
I have them back to
blown
back,
away.
actually. This is here. And I have, here's the real.
That's the real, okay.
And that's the Dua version, which is called Effing Unbelievable.
Subtle variation, but it is unbelievable. So, Masam, I think you did a wonderful job. Both of these fragrances are like incredibly impressive.
Yeah.
I just want to disclose they were sent to us for review, but you know, you don't have to take our word for it. You know, if you are really concerned that they don't smell similar, put it to the test yourself.
They offer samples, easy enough. And there are plenty of splits circulating around the fragrance community.
Yeah, a lot of splits. And for something like this, it's just super affordable. I'll leave all the links down below to where you can check it out, but both of these are released. And I know I mumbled there a little bit. I'm going to keep that in there.
Good.
It happens. It's organic, guys. Like, you can't help it.
Well, you heard I'm not drinking today. I'm totally only drinking diet soda, and I still...
Yeah. I don't think I've had anything since my brother's wedding, and that was like a month ago.
Good for you. Good boy.
I
haven't had anything since 5 o'clock yesterday morning. While I was editing, I came home from vacation, so
yeah,
I had a little mini vacation, 3 days off. So.
This guy went to Dallas.
Yes.
He attended. Tell him.
I was invited by Lush. They flew me down to. They have a Gorilla version 4 tour, which is an exhibition of all the fragrances, and they have different installations, and they take you around the whole thing, and it was really, really awesome.
That's awesome. That's
it was
really
a lot
cool.
of fun.
I'm so happy.
There were some others there. I finally got to meet Sebastian from Looking, Feeling, Smelling Great.
Yeah.
And
Or now I think it's just Smelling Great.
Smelling Great reviews, yeah. So that was fun, and I got to meet some people from Fragcom because there was Ken Friedman, and some bloggers, and Kristen, of course, from Beauty Meow.
Nice, cool.
So it was
That's
fun.
Awesome. Cool, man. I'm very happy for you. That's cool. So, yeah, if you have tried these or any other duos, just let us know. What do you think? Leave a comment down below. Also, please don't forget to subscribe to both of our channels. I'm going to be leaving Carlos's information down below once again, as well as the link to this video. So please make sure to check that one out. And, yeah, we really appreciate the interaction. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Take care.